Hey guys, as you can see in the title, today we are talking about ways of changing a money habit. And money habits, honestly, are something that we learn as children, and something that's passed on through generations, from our parents to from their parents, and a lot of times, the habits that we've created, through life with our money, things we don't even realize, and a lot of times, honestly, you know, companies, banks, they're so, always marketing to us when it comes to different ways of, getting into debt and different things like that. We don't even realize it. It's just like things that are normal. So I just wanted to hop on real quick and just talk about, changing our mindset when it comes to money. I know I personally have struggled with this in the past. And it's something that I still personally struggle with because, it's something that we're taught as children, and we have to learn different habits. And a lot of times when it comes to our family and our parents, they personally probably didn't know about these different habits that they've created. Because for one, if we're never shown another way, you just don't know what you don't know. But if you learn a different route of, changing your habits and you don't change it, then honestly it's your fault. But a lot of times people just don't ever, they're never taught. And there's a lot of times, a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about today are things we should have been taught in school, but we're not. We're not taught on how to, use a checkbook, on how to, do all these different things, when it comes to our personal finance that we have been taught. And it's just something that we kind of have to go out and find or be taught, from somebody that we personally, that we know, and hopefully the person that we're being taught actually is really good with their finances. Our focuses should be to become financially free. And that's going to, to do so, we have to change our mindset when it comes to money. And then honestly, this isn't going to happen overnight. It is a journey. It's not something that's just going to be, oh, I know what I'm doing. No, the truth is you've created habits through the past. So this is going to take some work to become better. And we must be willing to change those habits. It's not going to happen if we're not willing to change. We possibly have to get mad and be, not happy where we're at, and sick and tired of struggling to actually want to change. If you're not sick and tired, you're most likely not going to change, and if you don't know that there's a problem. And a lot of times our money habits come from our subconscious mind, something that we're possibly doing naturally and we don't even realize it. And as I said, I have struggled with, creating my, financial game plan. Luckily, I was taught, and it's something I am currently working on. And I've personally seen my parents struggle. Like I remember when I was in high school and my mom going out, me wanting to go play basketball, so she goes out and takes out a loan. And I remember us, going to the payday loan location, which honestly is a total, how do I say this? It's something that's going to get you further and further into debt, going to that cash loan location, and those interest rates is super high. And my parents didn't know anything about money, so everything that I personally have been taught is either from a mentor or someone, books that I've read. I'm a big follower of Dave Ramsey. I work in the financial service industry, so I've been around to learn more, to educate myself when it comes to money. But it's something that I was not taught. And if you're the same way, honestly, most Americans are. Most people that we surround ourselves are. So it's normal. They say that 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So all that means is, if someone loses their job, they could possibly, be in a worse scenario just because they are losing paycheck to paycheck. It says the average student loan amount is around the $393 a month, which is crazy. All these people are going to school to possibly not even make, as much money for their loans. I've seen somebody that was, that had $100,000 worth of student loans, not even doing what they went to school for, which is crazy. The average car payment is about $554 a month, which is crazy, super expensive. And then also, only 40% of Americans um, are able to pay off their credit cards month in, month out. So only 47% of Americans. That means more than 50% of Americans are, having a balance, paying high interest when it comes to their credit cards. And as I said, if you fall in these categories, sad truth is it's normal. And, normal is somebody that's possibly stressing about money. Normal is somebody that's living paycheck to paycheck. So we don't want to be normal. We want to be weird. And the only way to be weird is to, start having a intentional mindset when it comes to your money. So weird is not having to worry about any type of, your money. Weird is not being broke. You don't have to be broke. We're taught all these different lies. We are being sold, we're pretty much being told all these lies when it comes to, going to school and having to get out of debt. Credit cards are normal. Like all these different lies that we're told when it comes to credit cards. And because these companies are marketing to us very, with banks, Chase, all these different banks, they're wanting us to take out more debt. And that's kind of what they're banking on. And when we are not intentional when it comes to our money, we're going further and further away from, setting up ourselves for success when it comes to financial freedom. So it's super important. And as I said, we've been taught to go into debt. We've been taught to take out student loans. It's something that we've been taught to do, and it's normal. Like everyone says, oh, I'll just go ahead and go get a student loan. So it is something that, people are taught to do. And personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. So all that is saying is 80% of it is just mindset. Figuring out that you have a problem and, working on and, fixing it. So if you go do the 80% of the behavior and the mindset, then it's a whole lot easier to actually set yourself up for success. And anyone with the right, amount of actions and the right mindset can win when it comes to money. And it does not matter where you come from. It does not matter how much you make. You see people that are bringing in $25,000, $50,000 a year, and they're living better than people that are bringing in $250,000 a year, $300,000 a year, because they don't know what they're doing with their money. So it's super important that you have a game plan of no matter how much money you're currently making, because you could be bringing in $250,000 a year, but you're living like you're making $300,000 a year. You're going to struggle. And so the next thing I wanted to bring up is that we must have a clear vision. We know going through the changing our money mindset is going to be work. So we have to have a clear vision of why we're working towards changing our money habits, why we're working towards getting out of debt. Just like when it comes to your business or my business, I have to be focused on my why, because the truth is I am going to run into obstacles. And the same thing comes to when you're working on getting out of debt, working on off of saving towards retirement. There are obstacles are going to happen. Your tires are going to break down. You have to take the kid to the hospital. Whatever it is, like obstacles are going to happen. So it's super important that we have a why, and why is it that we're working towards, becoming financially free. And some of the questions that you might want to ask yourself. What is your why? Comment below, or, I would love to hear it. If you just want to personally message me, why are you fighting, to become financially free? Another question you want to ask, possibly you want to change your family tree. I know I want to change my family tree. Most of my family is not wealthy. So that's my focus, is to change my family tree. And I know I'm going to do it. And we must keep our why at the top of our mind, because the truth is obstacles are going to happen. And when they do happen, the only thing that's going to push us through is our why. And I've talked about the baby steps before, but I just wanted to go over them real quick and just kind of share with you guys the 7 baby steps, that Dave Ramsey talks about in the Money Makeover. I love this book. I'm, very fanatic about it, and I think everyone should read it if you have not. So the first baby step is to, when it comes to your emergency fund. You need to have at least $1,000 in your emergency fund. $1,000. That's it. So this is going to set you up for success. So you must have $1,000. So let's say your tire breaks down, or an emergency that happens. You're not having to go out and take out a credit card or anything like that because you have that $1,000. So the next baby step number 2 is you're going to pay off debt, except the house, with using the snowball theory. And I've done videos, so I'm not going to go into much detail with this because I've done videos in the past. So the next step is to pay off the debt using the snowball theory. And what you're going to do is you're going to pay off the smallest debt first, then the largest. A lot of people say why. For one reason why you're going to do this is because if you focus on one and not all these different debts, you're going to, pay off the smallest debt first, and it's actually going to make you feel like you've accomplished something. So a lot of times if we don't see the end of the tunnel or see why we're fighting for something, it's not going to work out. So it just shows you progress of, paying off that debt. So baby step number 3 is to have about 3 to 6 months worth of an emergency fund. So just depending on your situation, and then if you are self-employed, 6 months is preferred. That way, if you have a month or two where you don't make any type of money or you have a bad month, you still have that emergency fund that you could use. And then also, for whatever reason you have to start taking that money out, it makes making sure that you actually put the money back before you move on to the next step. Go back to step 1 or 2, and that way you don't ever have to take out debt. And so, baby step 4 to 6, you are actually going to be doing these steps together. So, baby step number 4 is to invest about 15% of your income into your retirement fund. And baby step number 5 is to save for your children's college fund. And step number 6 is to pay off your home early, which would be a blessing. And if you don't have any debt, like you'd be in a whole lot better situation. And baby step number 7 is to build wealth and give. So for us to be able to give, we might have this. We have to first make sure our house is great. And then also making sure that you have all your insurances, your wills in place as well to help you with that financial house. And you guys, I can help you guys with that as well. So the next, I wanted to talk about is, to become financially free and changing your mindset when it comes to money. It is going to take work, and it is something that we have to, are going to have to do if we want to become financially free. I just wanted to hop on real quick and just, talk to you guys about the importance of changing your money mindset. And as I said, this is something that I've struggled with in the past, but I am improving my skills every day when it comes to being money, being free when it comes to money, and just being able to live a life where, we can go to Bahamas and still have that, without having to take out a credit card or anything like that. So to me, that's super important. And I would just love to hear tips, possibly from you guys, that it has helped you become financially free, or tips that you're working towards right now. And again, my name is Shaytoya, and I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you.